practice and learn. But I decided, I really did enjoy the law and the study of it, so I chose American government because I knew that I wanted to apply it in a very civic-minded way. I used to be on city council in Rocky River. I was elected to 3 terms in the city of Rocky River for that, because I knew that I wanted to give back to my community, so I wanted to learn as much about how American government worked as possible. So that's how I chose my path.
And the LSAT?
Oh, the LSAT. You take a class, and then you get a test. It's like a pre-admission test, I guess. Have you talked to like the SAT with them at all?
A little bit, yeah.
The SAT is for when you're going to college, and the ACT and the SAT. It's a test that determines your ability to think and logic skills as to how you potentially will perform in the college setting. Well, the LSAT is the same setup, same thing. It doesn't say that you need to know all kinds of stuff about the law. They just want to know if you have logic skills, the ability to learn, how you can apply your reading comprehension, all of that, to see how and if you will be able to function and be successful in law school. And then at the end of law school, if you want to be a practicing licensed attorney, you need to take what's called the bar exam. I don't want you ever to complain about a test or a quiz ever again after I tell you this. Ready? This is why. The test takes 2.5 days to take. 2.5 days. All of Wednesday, all of Thursday, and half of Friday. And then you don't find out for 3 months how you did. It's just horrible. It's bad. So you're never allowed to complain about a test or quiz again. All right. I'll go to this middle. How many cases do I hear in a day? Good question. It can be anywhere from about 6 cases to 10, I would say. But sometimes I only have 1 because I'll have 1 trial scheduled for the whole day. So it varies a lot. But yesterday was a big day. Yesterday I had about 6 or I think 7 cases, but they were all, took some time, so it might not sound like a whole lot, but it took a lot of time, and we stopped one to start another one, then resumed the other one, and it's all over the place. So, yes, in the black.
Did you ever want to do any other occupation?
Okay. When I was trying to decide, when I was in high school and going to college, I wasn't dead set on, going to law school and whatever. I knew I wanted to help people. So one thing I was thinking about, I wanted to be a sports medicine doctor because I was interested in athletics. I was a runner, and I wanted to help people. And so I was putting those things together, and that's what I came up with. But then I took biology for non-majors in my first semester of college. I did really bad. It wasn't a very good experience. I said, maybe I should not do the science thing. So I did have, but I was still putting together the things I liked to make it the thing I wanted to do. Before we get over here, you had your hand raised before. Did you remember your question?
I was going to ask, how many other judges are, in the court?
How many other judges are in the juvenile court? Good question. There are 6 of us altogether. Plus, there are many, many magistrates. I think there's 22. There's some floating ones, too. So about 22 or 24 magistrates, 6 judges. And the way we become a judge, generally, is that we are elected into the position. And then, also, I was appointed into my position because the judge before me passed away. So I went through an interview process, and I actually showed my qualifications just like a job interview, but I interviewed with 22 people. In this room full of 22 people asking me questions. And then the governor of the state of Ohio is the one that appointed me based upon my qualifications and the recommendations from those 22 people. So now I'm running for judge in November, so I now need to be elected into the position, which is a whole other experience right then and there. I'm going to take, what time are we done with this class? At 26 after?
26.
Okay, I'm going to take 2 more questions, and then I'm going to give out our activity. So, in the white. How did I get into running? I like to beat the boys. When I was in 3rd grade stuff, you'd have field day and gym class and you do stupid races and relays and stuff, and I would beat all but one boy. And so I realized I was kind of fast, so I really enjoyed it. So when I was in 3rd grade, I decided that I wanted to be a runner and a cheerleader. because I thought cheerleaders were cool. So I was, and I was a cheerleader in 7th grade. See, again, 7th grade. It's all about 7th grade, people. So I became a cheerleader, and I was a runner, and that's what I did. I was captain of my cheerleading squad in high school. This is what I do. You find things you like, and you make them what you do. Yes?
What is the most common type of case that you usually get on a daily basis or on a monthly basis?
I get a lot of assaults. I get a lot of kids that are in bad places with bad people and get in fights. Yeah. I have a lot of kids that come in with a lot of anger issues, a lot of behavioral issues that are very anger-based, and I see a lot of that. Yeah. Okay, last question.
Okay, like, about the test, like, do you have to stay there for 24 hours, or is it like a school day?
Like a regular school day.
And are you allowed to use the restroom there?
Yes, you can. But you're so nervous you just can't. It's like an 8-hour day. You start like at 8 o'clock and go to 4 o'clock, and they give you a lunch break. So it's like a school day. But it was in Columbus. Everybody goes to the same place in Columbus to take the test, and you stay in a hotel there. So every day you walk to the testing site and walk back and stuff. So you spend the night for a couple nights there. It's a very not fun retreat. All right. Very good questions. Thank you so much.
Is anybody doing a presentation on lawyers? Going out of here.
I
You are?
still have a question.
Well, we got to wrap up, but I have one more thing that I wanted to present. Now I'm going to give you a take-home activity. Okay?
Now, we know that the election day is coming up November 6th, right?
What's the
And when you turn 18, this is, Judge Whitman has the actual application that we use to register to vote. So when, now we're 11 or 12, but in several years, we're going to need to fill this form out. Everyone needs to fill this form out so they can have the privilege to vote. But you have to register to vote. So this is just a sample, just so that we know it. So in 5 or 6 years, when you see it, you'll say, hey, I've seen this before, and I think I know how to do it. It's pretty simple. So there's